request for,
I believe there'd be a request for.
yes, no, that was noted. So I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to ask you to go back to the jury room for a little while. We'll be calling you right back in. Our witness can approach witness then. The record reflects that the jury is no longer present. There's been a request for a 104 hearing, so we'll have the witness placed under oath, and then we'll proceed from there.
Do you solemnly swear that the testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes.
You may be seated, and you may proceed with your examination, Ms. Jones.
Good morning. Will you please state your full name?
Stacy Renee Ammerman.
Will you spell your first, middle, and last name?
STACY RENEE AMMERMAN.
Dr. Ammerman, what do you do?
I'm an OBGYN.
Where do you practice?
I have my own practice in Maui, called Maui Physicians and Surgeons.
And who are you associated with there at the Maui Physicians?
I have one other OBGYN partner, Christy Takimoto. In addition, I have a nurse practitioner and a breast surgeon in my office, and I also work out of Maui Memorial Medical Center.
Would you give us, please, complete history of your education, training, and experience, and we'll start with your education.
Sure. I attended college at San Diego State University from 1999 to 2003. I then attended medical school in Pennsylvania at Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine from 2003 to 2007. I did my OBGYN residency at Harbor UCLA in Torrance, California. That was from 2007 to 2011, and that would be my complete education.
Were you licensed in California?
Yes, it was.
Are you licensed to practice medicine here in the state of Hawaii?
Yes.
How long were you licensed in California?
I was licensed during my entire residency, and I kept that license for approximately 1 year after I moved to Maui here. After that, I did not plan to return to California, so I only have a Hawaii license now.
I'm sorry, and you've been licensed in Hawaii for how long?
Since 2011.
Do you have any board certifications?
Yes, I'm board certified in OBGYN.
And before achieving the specialty, and what is OBGYN?
Obstetrics and gynecology.
Right. Before achieving the specialty in OBGYN, do you have to achieve a general certification in medicine?
Yes.
And what is that certification referred to as?
My Doctor of Osteopathic Medicine.
Do you have any publications or other scholarly or scientific undertakings in your career?
I was published for a study I did during residency at Harbor UCLA.
Can you describe that for us?
It was a study about menorrhagia, which is heavy uterine bleeding, and the treatment of acute heavy bleeding.
And was that publication subject to peer review?
Yes.
In your practice now, how many patients do you see in a day, week, or year, whatever's easiest for you?
I see patients approximately about 3 full days total in the clinic, and I see approximately 30 patients a day. In addition, I have surgical days in the operating room, and then I deliver patients at my Memorial Medical Center.
So you're affiliated here with the hospital?
Yes.
And does that require a special permission or affiliation to be able to practice within the hospital here on Maui?
Yes.
And how long have you maintained that affiliation?
Since 2011.
In regards to your treatment of patients, will you describe to us or distinguish the differences between the OB part of your practice and the GYN part of your practice?
Sure. Obstetrics involves my care of pregnant patients, starting sometimes prior to conception, but when they conceive through delivery and into the postpartum period. Gynecology is the care of all women that involves the uterus, ovaries, hormones, sexually transmitted diseases, screening of certain types of cancer, and such.
Can you give us a count of how many babies you've delivered to date?
I cannot give you an exact count. It's in the thousands.
And how many patients you've seen?
Thousands.
And does that count for both the OB and the GYN portion of
Yes.
your practice?
Yes.
Now, in regards to your examination of your pregnant patients, are there any diagnostic tools that you use to evaluate the pregnancy?
Yes, when they come to our office for their OB visits, which can range between every 4 weeks to every 1 week depending on their gestational age, we always do fetal heart tones of the abdomen following after 12 weeks when we can hear it through the abdomen. Prior to that, it can be evaluated by ultrasound.
Do you order and receive ultrasounds or sonogram procedures and reports of your pregnant patients?
Yes.
And is that a regular part of your practice and treatment of a patient to receive, review, and make diagnoses if necessary off of those sonogram images and reports?
Yes.
And do you have a provider here on Maui that you prefer to send your patients to for sonograms that are not performed within your office?
Yes, all my patients get an anatomy scan between the gestation of 16 to 20 weeks. I typically, for low-risk patients, use Maui Diagnostic Imaging on island here. For high-risk patients, we have a high-risk OB doctor that comes over from Oahu that sees patients in our office once a month.
And who is the radiologist that you work with at Maui Diagnostic Imaging?
Andrew Case.
And do you review his reports regularly?
Yes.
Are you familiar with a Carly or Charlie Scott?
Yes.
How are you familiar with Carly or Charlie, also known as Charlie Scott?
I saw her in my office twice as a patient.
Do you remember the dates?
The first was January 15th, 2015. The second, I would have to refer to my records.
May the record reflect referring defense counsel to the medical records of Dr. Stacy Ammerman that have been provided in discovery. May I approach Dr. Ammerman?
Yes.
Will you review your reports and let us know if your recollection has been refreshed as to the dates in which you treated Carly, also known as Charlie Scott?
Let me just ask a question here.
Yes.
In terms of the intended scope of the 104 hearing, was that as to the gatekeeping function relative to whether the witness qualifies as an expert?
It is, yeah.
Okay, so we may
Okay.
be going beyond the scope of the requested hearing at this
Okay.
point.
Terrific.
Is that a fair statement?
Probably.
Okay.
Okay. I'd just like the doctor to correct the date. She put a date down of January 2015.
Sorry, January 15, 2014,
Okay.
and then January 27, 2014.
Are you going to offer the witness as an
Yes, Your Honor, at
expert?
this time, the state offers this witness as an expert in the field of medicine specializing in obstetrics and gynecology, and asks that she be permitted to give her opinion by reason of her knowledge, skill, experience, training, and education in those fields, and be able to opine in regards to this case and this patient.
Mr.
I'll defer to the court. I'll defer to the court.
All right, no
I
questions?
have no question.
Okay,
Thank you.
all right, fine. All right, then, based on the record presented, the court is satisfied that by reason of skill, knowledge, education, training, experience, the witness has been duly qualified as an expert to testify as an expert and render opinions in the field of medicine with a specialty in obstetrics and gynecology, and may present her opinions relative to this case and the treatment and care of Ms. Scott. All right, I think we're ready for the jury at this point. Just 1 second. Is this from? All right. Not to be concerned, but I just there's something I need to take care of, housekeeping. So if you could just wait outside, and I'll take care of that.
Okay.
We'll call you back in just a matter of a few minutes, at most. Just for the, I mean, receipt of a communication from, delivered by the bailiff from our fourth alternate juror. As you know, the witness was called, and then there was a request for the 104 hearing. So anyway, our fourth alternate wanted to let us know that apparently she works out at the same gym as the witness does, Dr. Ammerman, that they do not converse with each other, and she's not seen her for about 6 months. The alternate didn't know her name, so, I guess recognizes her by appearance. And then she was just, I guess, pointing out, or somebody was pointing out, that our jurors in seats 3 and 9 also work out at the same gym. So I don't know if you both want to follow up on this, or, we can do that maybe. It doesn't appear as though there's any actual contact here, or personal knowledge, but maybe it's best just to get that cleared up for the record. Let's just start with alternate number 4, and then we'll go to jurors 3 and 9, seats 3 and 9.
Your Honor, in regards to the coverage, which may or may not be.
Yeah, we'll, in terms of extending